Hello everyone, good day from Central Florida, USA. Welcome to Powerful Couple Journey, where we talk about immigration process, especially with our way and how we did our waiver with the USCIS Form I-612 and the Department of State DS-3035. So let's dive in and let the journey begin. My name is Emmary.
And I'm William.
So we are going to talk about the J1 waiver process we took in the year 2021. I got my green card in the year 2023, and between those process, there is a lot of things that we have to prepare, like what should be our grounds for our waiver, and at the same time, what are the evidences that we have to submit.
So we attacked this thing from multiple fronts. So you have to prove that there would be a significant hardship to the U.S. citizen spouse. How she feels or what's going on in her situation, it actually doesn't matter to the USCIS. It only matters to what's happening with the U.S. spouse. So what we did was we looked at it from every single conceivable angle you could imagine. We looked at it financially, emotionally, even spiritually, okay? And we chronicled everything that would go wrong if she were to have to go fulfill the 2-year agreement in the Philippines.
Yes, and we also included the psychological evaluation that is for the emotional and psychological hardship, at the same time your economical hardship or career hardship. So those are our waiver that we really tackle. But here's the thing, we didn't just have that one as 3 or 4 hardships. We do it the totality of the circumstances. And that's why this is exceptional hardship to your U.S. citizen spouse.
Right. So like, for example, we showed them our monthly budget with both our incomes. Then we showed them what would happen if her income was removed. There would be a massive shortfall. So then you're losing your house. You can't keep up with the utilities and all these other things. You know, I showed them that, yeah, I have retirement funds, but I can't really tap into those right now because they're being saved. I had an older vehicle at the time that wasn't worth a whole lot of money, so it's not like I could sell that and then it would give me a significant amount of money to get through even a month. Then we attacked it from, like I said, like she was saying, the psychological standpoint. I've been going through some stuff with my mother, and when I came out of it, I went and visited a psychiatrist. I went to a couple sessions with her. I actually contacted her about the situation with my wife and the waiver and everything, and asked her, would you construct a letter that we could give to the immigration people that would show this is the hardship that this man would have if she left. And that's what she did, and she signed it, certified it, and we went and got it. I think we got it notarized too. And then we had letters from all of our friends and family. I mean, it's quite literally everybody you could think of, people we worked with, our closest personal friends, pastors at church. The counselor who did our premarital counseling, we got a letter from him. We got letters from some of her family, my family. I mean, we left no stone unturned in this. We really were thorough.
Exactly. So when it comes to being thorough, you have to know that the Form I-612 should be done through the USCIS.gov. There is a PDF instruction for that, and there's a form that you need to submit. Why do the Form I-612? Because the USCIS is the final determination of your waiver if they're gonna have to approve or deny you. With the DS-335, it should be through the Department of State, travel.state.gov. All of the instructions are there. All you need to do is to file online. Then they're gonna give you an instruction through a barcode, and what are the instructions there you should follow. So make sure that you know the address, because there are some of the J1 teachers that we know of, especially that are part of the J1 Waiver Helping Hands group through Facebook. If you wanted to be part of that, just agree to group rules, and I as your admin will accept you immediately. You need to make sure that they have to go to a specific address that is based on the instructions. Form I-612 is different. The DS-335 is different as well. But those two forms go hand in hand in order for you to get your waiver approved. So this is the process. you need to file your Form I-612. Like for example, if you're ready with all your evidences, as like what my husband has been mentioning here, you can have your Form I-612 submitted first, or you can submit your DS-335, whichever is ready, because those two forms are exactly the same. So like me, I have my affidavit. My husband also has affidavit, which are our statement of reasons. Those are very important for you to lay out everything. You don't have to just focus on one, focus on the totality of the circumstances you have, because each case is unique.
That's exactly right. Another way we attacked this too was, like I said, we even contacted the pastor who married us, and he kind of described in description of what her and I had been through, what we had done in our relationship, how we had grown, you know, everything from dating to engagement, everything else like that. And he kind of chronicled that, you know, we feel that, you know, if she were to go back to the Philippines for 2 years, that me, Bill, would not be active in church anymore, that would drift away, that would stop volunteering at church like we do now as a couple. I mean, we hit everything you could think of. I mean, even stuff that seemed like it was almost ridiculous, we still hit it. Because why? The goal is to overwhelm these people.
USCIS is not your friend.
No.
So always think of that you feel like you are like a commoner and they don't like your paperwork. So what you're gonna do is show them based on your case that you submitted to them. This is not just any other papers. So your case through your paperwork will speak on your behalf.
I mean, the thing that I wrote to the USCIS, it was quite lengthy. I mean, in fact, I think you have a template that you described.
Yeah, so we have our J1 waiver bundle through the POWELLFUL It has all of the templates that you can name of: monthly budget, psychological evaluation, medical doctors, letters from friends and family, statement of reasons, everything that you can think of, that we put it there. We lay out all of the foundation. That way you could at least know our process, and it will help you, inspire you that both of us did this through DIY. Why DIY?
Because money is a factor. The other thing was, we did discuss this with a lawyer, and all he said the whole time was, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's got to be extreme hardship. Somebody's got to have like life and death situation like cancer or something like that. So we proved them wrong by doing it this way. You mentioned something and it jogged a memory. I forgot to mention this one. I even contacted a medical doctor. He said, I've suffered from digestive stress my whole life. And so I was on some kind of prescription pill, Ozempic or something like that. And so he had testified to the fact that, any kind of undue stress causes his stomach to overact, and then it causes him discomfort, and then I have to up his medication. So he testified to that fact as well. So we hit everything you could imagine: the health, the spiritual, the financial, the emotional, everything. It seems like why you have to fill out two forms when they're almost identical, because you're dealing with two different government agencies. You have
Exactly.
Department of State and you have the USCIS. And these two agencies, they communicate with each other. And believe you me, they are slow.
Yes, they are.
That's why it takes so long to do the process.
Yes, the process with the USCIS, receiving the forms and everything from start to finish, it will take a process of 12 months.
Right.
With the Department of State, it's most likely the same, but the moment you receive your form with the Department of State, DS-3035, through their online portal, then that's the start where they say that is the received time, and that's when your case will start rolling from their end.
That's right.
Now, here's the thing. Once you got a case on hold with your Form I-612, is a very good indication that they see a hardship on your case. Also, you have to understand that the Form I-612 and the Form I-613 go together to the Department of State online portal that shows that they already received that from the USCIS, and then they can give their decision, which is either a favorable recommendation or a not favorable recommendation. You always have to aim for a favorable recommendation, because that is the opinion that the USCIS wants to get from the Department of State before they're gonna give you their final decision, which is to give you an approval with your Form I-612, the foreign waiver.
There was something else that came to my mind too. When she was talking about the totality of your circumstances, one of the things that I learned is it's better to give them too much information than not enough, okay? Another thing is you've got to portray a sense of urgency. Like, for example, we had deadlines. We had to have this stuff turned in by. Well, guess what? Did we get even close to that deadline before we'd send it in the mail? No. We would work on this stuff the minute we got it, and we'd send it out weeks early. And if you do that, it shows them a sense of urgency. It shows them that you're serious and that they should take notice of that.
The urgency that he's talking about is the request for evidence. So
Right.
we got a request for evidence with our Form I-612 because they said there that our marriage is still new, and why do we have to submit the Form I-612, and what are other things that we have accumulated together that shows our commingling. And that's what we showed to them, our final evidences that shows emotional hardship, psychological hardship, and career hardship. And not just only that, we also have claims of what should be the scenario if my U.S. citizen spouse will come with me to the Philippines to live for 2 years to fulfill the 2-year home residency requirement, which we included the poverty in the Philippines,
crime
the crime rates. So he did that
that
homework for me while I am doing all of the statements that we need to put together. That way our request for evidence is solid and we have that concrete evidences that we are really serious with this. And even though we don't have a lawyer, we can do this together as long as your spouse is also on board with the foreign waiver.
Going back to the career thing you mentioned, I actually went on there and researched what kind of industries are in the Philippines, and there is virtually no manufacturing there. There's a few places in Manila, okay, and that's about it. You go everywhere else, there is no such thing. It's either tourism or agriculture, that's it. And so with the industry that I was in a way still am in, just in a different capacity right now, there is no way I could ever have found good gainful employment over there that's going to pay us, to keep our lifestyle going.
Same thing with mine. I also showed the USCIS that if ever I have to go back to the Philippines as a school teacher, I will have a hard time looking for a job immediately, especially that I am not an OFW, because J1 teachers are not considered OFWs. We are exchange visitors here in the US through our J1 visa. I showed them that I emailed the Exchange Visitor Program Committee in the Philippines showing that I am not really considered as an OFW. They mentioned there through an email that yes, it is very vague, but it's showing that I am not really qualified as an OFW, thus I am not given priority to go back and work there. So that's the thing that I did. I highlight everything. Aside from highlighting, I did tabs. That way, the 500 pages that we have, because those are a lot, we really need to show an affidavit of support and all of our evidences. Once the USCIS or your case handler with the Waiver Review Division knows what are the things we wanted to show to them, it's just easy for them to flip the covers and then find the tabs and not just put it in individual yellow folders, because that's a lot for them. So make it easier for your case handler. And the most important thing that we did is we pray every single night for this.
Every day, without fail.
And then we also did have a very specific thing where we prayed that we can get a good case handler that has a heart to read and understand our situation, because we don't have our own lawyers. So with that, make sure that if you do this DIY, you know your grounds. We did this DIY first because when we went to our consultation, the lawyer says it's not going to work, it's not going to work. So I jot down notes, what are his recommendation, if ever, even though they are not that great, but at least I got his ideas. The other thing too is you also have to make sure that your papers are strong enough. You have that grounds, like me and my husband, we are single prior to getting married.
Correct.
We have no strings attached, no divorce, no separation. So it's quite easy for us for the process. And here's the thing, if you are widowed or your spouse, like your US citizen spouse, has prior divorce, it's okay as long as you know your grounds and make sure you have all the details that you put there. Again, the agony of waiting is too much, but prayers really handled it well for us. It's gonna be a year to 9 months or 21 months of waiting. In our case, it's longer than that because nobody told us the process. But now we have our J1 Waiver Helping Hands group. We're helping each other, telling who's our lawyer, who's the good lawyer, who's the lawyer that just happened to know some information and then had denial. So it's the thing here. We are here to support. We are here a community to help you. And based on our DIY experience with the J1 waiver process, we are happy to show you that the J1 waiver bundle is there to help you fulfill your J1 waiver approval. And with that waiver bundle, we also help our mountain pastors that we are supporting in the Philippines. So thank you so much for watching our YouTube videos. If you came to this part of the video, please consider us to give a like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Powerful Couple Journey. Please click that notification bell. That way you will be notified for our next upcoming videos. Thank you so much. God bless and see you on our next video. Have a great day.